Hi students, Kate Lawson here. I just wanted to put a quick little video together outlining some of the ideas and expectations for the paper Where to Invade Next. So I just wanted to create some clarity around this particular assignment because it can be a little bit more complex than the others. So first thing I want you to do is just watch the movie, watch it all the way through just to get a sense of, what the film is about. You'll notice that it's broken down into like 5 or 6 different sections. And Michael Moore goes and he looks at the different systems and the way these countries are performing school lunches or doing prison systems or whatever. So, what this paper is going to require you to do is to choose one of those segments that you want to explore in more detail. So, for instance, maybe you want to look at the Norwegian prison system and compare it to the American system. But I want to be clear that you're just choosing one of these systems and the countries that is actually profiled in the film. Every once in a while, I get a student who will write a paper on a completely different country, like looking at Russia's prison system. But of course, Russia's prison system isn't held as being one of the best, which is why I want you to focus on the countries that more kind of outlined in these film. The other thing you can do is you can also critique what some of Moore is saying by using research to say, hey, well, he brought all of this up, but is this a really sustainable program according to the research? So, what this will end up doing is creating a really robust comparative analysis where you're comparing a particular country's system with our system, right? And the overall objectives of this assignment is to get you thinking about systems do what they've been set up to do, and they are very much influenced by things like history and culture, by things like economics, as well as things like politics. And so you're going to be looking at these 3 dimensions in terms of the systems that you're analyzing. So I have a sample paper for you in the modules. I recommend reading through that. It's always nice to look and see what a kind of end result is going to look like. But keep in mind that, you could probably write a 45-page paper on these particular topics, but all you need to do and to stay within the minimum or the maximum page is make sure you're addressing one dimension of each piece, right? So, what about history influenced the way the prison systems in Norway were created? What about their culture, right? Are they a rugged individualist culture or are they a collectivist culture? How is capitalism influencing, for instance, the American prison system, where we see for profit prisons and all kinds of industries in there making money? And so looking at these dimensions help us understand how these systems were created, how they are sustained, and how they are kind of reinforced back into these systems. So right now we look at the American prison system, and many people will say, well, wow, we're incarcerating so many people, more than any other country in the world. And our recidivism rates or reoffending rates are still really bad. So, are we actually doing what we've set up to do? Are we actually rehabilitating people? And, most of us would say no. When 80% of people are back within the doors within 5 years, we're not doing a pretty good job. In fact, we might be doing a better job of keeping these systems going, and we call it the revolving door. Well, why? Well, we know that for-profit industries really enjoy this industry because they're making money, right? The people who are providing the food for the prisons, they don't want the prisons to shut down. In fact, they will oftentimes lobby politicians to vote on tough on crime policies to get these systems, or to get these prisons kind of kept going, right? And so, there are a lot of factors to consider that we go, well, why don't we just, if this isn't working, why don't we just get rid of it? Well, there are a lot of people who it is working for in a functional sense, right? It's providing them jobs. It's providing them ways to make money, and sometimes it's an entire town that is sustained by the prison. And so there'll be a lot of pushback to keep that prison out. or keep that person in. So, again, you're just looking at the particular country that is outlined in the film. You're not looking at one outside of it. There were a few countries where he kind of touched on two different parts. So, like Germany, for instance, he worked at their workforce and he also looked at, I believe it was healthcare. Just focus on one. You don't need to focus on both. So, pick one country, focus on one topic. For instance, I'm going to be looking at France and their health and their school lunch system, or I'm going to be looking at Tunisia and women's rights. But don't try to take on like two topics on one country. Just keep it nice and simple. You only have to hit those 3 dimensions. If you do it, you're hitting the requirements of the paper. You don't have to write 2 pages on each one, right? It's just bam, I have it. I have the research that validates what I'm saying, and you should be fine. Lastly, there was one other thing I wanted to say. Make sure you're profiling the countries. Oh, lastly, the only country that I know it is a little bit more difficult to look at would be Slovenia. So Slovenia does have, and it is totally doable, but that one is a little bit more challenging in terms of research. So reach out to me, reach out to your librarians. If you do decide to do that, like I said, it can be done. I've seen successful papers. There just isn't as much research for some reason, likely because Slovenia is such a small country. So anyways, I just wanted to put that video out there for today. Please, please, please reach out if you have any questions. I will be looking through your rough drafts in a lot of detail, so try to get as much done as you can. I only require 3 pages, but I will look at all 5 pages if you're done, so keep that in mind. And again, reach out if you're having any questions. Even with the rough drafts, I don't want you to write a rough draft on the wrong thing, so reach out before you start writing if you're unsure. All right, best to you, students. Hope you're having a great day.